Welcome to the KICPOD.
A D&M with your besties on the stuff that matters.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello. This is a very special episode.
Ooh.
It is Cloudlings. We are going to be floating through an Ask Me Anything. Ask Us Anything.
If we have
segment.
done these before, but it's been years, I reckon.
Honestly, I reckon I don't think we've ever done one since we have been in our new studio.
Yeah, our epic
I think
new
it's when
studio.
we used to do the podcast ourselves.
And we couldn't think of anything.
No, genuinely, we're like, shit, we haven't planned an episode. Let's do an Ask Us Anything. But
Yeah.
it's been, honestly, I reckon it's been 3.5 years.
100%. And they were always like a little random, which we love. This one is like, you guys went real deep.
Deep.
Really deep.
You threw us some doozies. And
Yeah.
in true spirit of transparency
Yeah.
and openness, we didn't cut any of them
We didn't
out.
cut any of them out. And so they're all in a bowl in front of us, basically. So instead of picking the ones that we wanted to answer, Lindsay's popped them all in a bowl for us to pick at random and get through as many as we can.
I feel like I'm on like a really serious TV show. It's
Really?
like the news, like some question,
Oh.
hard-hitting question coming up.
gosh.
And it might not.
Well, let's see.
Let's see. Okay, so here it goes. Steffi, do you want to do the honours of the first question?
Sure.
And wait, actually, what's the rules? If you
I ask it, you have to answer it first. You ask it, I have to answer it
Okay.
first. Deal. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, cute. Do you often get recognised when you're out and about?
Oh, well, that's an easy one. Amazing. Thank you to whoever sent that in. I mean, I don't want to say like, yes,
It's a
everywhere.
question you have to be honest with.
Just
be honest with it.
Yeah, okay. No, not everywhere. Definitely not everywhere. I'm not I'm trying to think of someone really famous. Any celebrity that's not me, really. I'm not a celebrity.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You are
I
so
just
uncomfortable
melted.
right now.
I'm melted. Okay,
Jeez.
but I will tell you my favourite time
Yeah, okay, your favourite
to come
type
in
of-
contact with a
I know what
KIC
you're gonna
community member or KICPOD listener,
Yeah.
a cloudling,
Yeah.
is when I'm running
Yeah.
and we run past each other and we give this smile. And
Yes.
it's this smile that you're in my club, I'm in your club,
Yeah.
we are in this secret club together and it's full of joy. And it's
agree.
just, yeah. And
I
that's,
agree.
honestly, it brings me so much joy
Yeah.
when I come across a kickling,
Yeah.
cloudling, kickling in the wild. Also, when we meet people and you know, they come and they share their story about how kick has helped them and we get to have a hug is my favourite. Like, I love having a hug.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
Always makes my day.
They are definitely my favourite interactions as well. I think the ones that I don't go out a lot anymore. And like that's for many reasons. But one of the minor reasons is it did get to a point. I think the hard bit that I grapple with is I do love to have a good time and I love to go out with my friends and I do love a drink, you know, and dance the night away. But the thing about it is when everyone else is also doing the same and some people, when they drink, they don't really have many boundaries or they're not aware of boundaries. And sometimes I found that really hard if I was with my friends just trying to have a really fun night and then there was some people who might have had maybe a little bit too much to drink. And that boundary of, okay, maybe I've said hello and I can move on and have fun with my own friends tonight is not there. Like I can kind of deal with it, but it's more my friends. If they're having to take photos throughout a night or whatever and we're trying to like listen to an artist in a pit of people or whatever, it can be a bit hard. But all in all, it is a feeling that doesn't get old, I think, when someone comes and they have something really lovely to say about maybe how we've impacted their life in some way. That does not get old. We often catch KIC community members, whether they've on a KIC run with us or just out on the street, and they're like, oh, you must be sick of hearing this. Like, I don't think we can get sick of hearing how you might have impacted someone's life for the better.
No, but do you know what I can get sick of?
What?
This happens to you, not me. Yeah, my brother's cousin's friend really thinks you're hot, so can I have a photo? And I'm like,
No. Or
to you?
my girlfriend's a big fan.
Yeah, I'm like, you are a big fan, actually, of not of me, of you. And then I'm the one, I'm like, would you like me to take a photo? And I'm like, just say it's for you, not for your brother's cousin's girlfriend or whatever. Anyway.
All right. What reality TV show would you win at?
Oh,
I love that.
Oh, my goodness.
I
Can I
know.
not go first at this?
No, I know what you would win. No,
What?
you are going first.
What do you think I would win?
I think you'd win Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, I think I'd win Celebrity Apprentice too. No, I don't know. I don't know.
But what is that what you would answer for yourself?
Oh,
Or Dancing
definitely-
with the Stars?
no. That's too much work. too much work.
It is a lot of work.
And for
especially
me,
if you're not got dancing in
I'm
your
not
background.
good at dancing,
Yeah.
and it would take me so long to learn things, and it would still be average, and it would just, I'm sure it would be funny.
Yes.
No.
No.
What else is there? I would definitely never win Survivor.
Why?
Or because I don't think I'm good in Survivors. Like, you need to be manipulative,
True.
and I don't think I would do that.
Yeah, true.
I don't think that would be.
You just want to befriend everyone.
I don't know. I just don't think that's for me. It's not in my soul.
Yeah, I get that.
Not my journey,
No.
as Lana Wilkinson would say.
Mm.
And I don't know how I'd go on I'm a Celeb. I feel like I would.
You would do good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd try really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's different.
That's the thing.
It's
though.
a
That's all
different
they
ball
want.
game to Celebrity Race, whatever it's called, or
Yeah.
what's the other one?
Yeah.
What is Survivor? That's more like
Yeah. The celebrity race
Yeah.
one, I don't know if you do very good at. No. Because whilst you're the most intelligent person
not good
I've
at
ever met,
directions.
you're terrible at directions.
No common sense.
And there's a lot of common sense missing.
Okay, what about you, Queen?
I don't know about win, but I would get a lot of joy out of going on I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah.
It's like it's also my favorite show to watch, so that's probably got
Yeah.
a big reason why I would bring that up. But I just think it looks like school camp in the best way. It looks like what everyone would need in their life at some point.
To get off your phone. It is.
Yeah,
I reckon out of
like a
all of the
reset and
shows,
challenge.
it's the best.
I agree.
It's one of the best ones.
Mm.
What would you win though?
Well, I don't know if I'd win.
What else? Think of one you'd win. There's not that many left.
No, there isn't.
Wouldn't be MasterChef. Sorry.
Wouldn't be. It absolutely wouldn't be. Wouldn't be The Block. I don't know.
Okay, I'm a celeb.
Don't have a
Slay.
lot of faith, so it's going to have to just be that one.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Okay. Oh, this is a question for me.
Hmm.
Should I read it?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you
do you want me to read it?
Sure.
I'll read this one.
It's a question for Laura.
A question for Laura.
Okay.
Can you please tell the story of how Dalton got your name tattooed over his heart? Bonus question, where do I find a man like that?
Oh, I don't know
That's
if Dalton and I often speak about, like, should we get this together on the journey removed?
It's a part of the journey.
So
I think you need to keep it there.
Funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had been, it was my birthday. We were staying at Crown and Dalton was in the shower.
And how long have you been dating by this
1
point?
year.
Yeah.
It was very early, which when I do my reaction, you will, it's a part of it. We've been dating for 1 year. And he said, I didn't get you a card for your birthday, but I got you this.
So corny.
And he turns around and he's got like the plastic, like the Glad wrap over the top of it. And I was like I
fresh.
started crying. I was like, oh my God, what? But it was a combination of like, that's really sweet. Also,
just in shock.
is this fucking normal? Is it like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I texted you.
You did. You texted
and
me.
then I didn't, but I just wrote, oh my God, Dalton got my name tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, so I think it was something like, you'll never believe what Dalton got me for my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he's like, he got my name tattooed to his chest, full stop. And I was like,
And you didn't know
I'm
how to
happy.
react because you didn't know how I was.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, I was like, whoa, fuck me. And then I was like, but hang on, she might be really into this. So I'll just like leave it and be like, how are we happy about it? And you were like, I mean, at least he's committed. I was like, sure.
It came with, you know what? If he then said, no, you have to get my name, I would have been like, no,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
too
get
much.
that.
Yeah, fair enough.
No.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing about Dalton is it is his only tattoo on his entire
Yeah, like he's
body.
not a tatted up guy.
He's not a He's not a tatted.
He's a very
tattooed
polished
guy.
man.
And so he has this like, and he's like, as I am,
Yeah.
very pale. Nothing wrong with that. But like, he just has this big pale chest with this cursive.
And
the
no like
font-
hair on it or anything. Like he's
Yeah, he
very like
shaves it off.
muscular, like hairless chest too.
Sometimes a bit of hair, but it grows in patches. It's not really consistent growing. Like a big, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, and the font is very funny.
Traditional thick cursive tattoo.
And it's gone a bit green now. But anyway, it was honestly one of my funniest memories and we still laugh
so
about
you
it.
can't get rid of it.
And every time he takes his top off, I'm like, oh my, especially if we're with, like when we're with people, I'm like, I'm like, oh.
It's lovely.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The one tattoo I do like is when people get their initials, their partner's initial tattooed.
I love that.
Where your ring goes behind the
Yeah.
finger. I think that's really cute.
Jamie and Karen have king and queen.
I
and
love that's
freaking
cute.
love that.
And I also love sometimes people actually get a ring tattooed.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Dalton
think
spoke
that's
about
nice.
that too when you guys were getting married. I remember him
Yes.
considering that. And I think I was like, look, you do you, obviously, is what you do. But again, unless you're planning on getting more tattoos,
It's like,
it
what
might
are
be a
your
bit
tattoos?
random.
Just commitment to my wife.
Yeah.
Where's your wife's tattoos? Nah, she didn't have any. Okay, next one. Okay. Okay. Okay, this one's also for me. So
Perfect.
you pick that up. Do you know?
Perfect.
Okay.
Laura, have you started washing your bras more often?
No.
Still once a month?
Yes, Queen. Once a
Nice.
month. But do you smell me?
No, but I don't also sniff your breasts. That would be weird. That would be weird. Maybe we need to ask someone like Bailey who's like at that level when she's standing next to you.
Oh, because of our height. I was
Yeah.
like, why is Bailey at my breast?
No.
No,
she
I'm
often
quite
does that.
conscious that it doesn't smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Cool.
we're all good. But no, haven't
Great.
learned anything from that lesson. Okay. Okay, how do you, this is a more serious
Oh,
one.
okay.
How do you cope with troll comments?
Depends what it's about. But I often like to remind myself that if it was you in the situation that was getting this comment, what would I say to you?
As in me?
Yes. So like if I get a comment and I start thinking negatively about myself, I'd be like, hang on. Laws always sends me her troll stuff, and I'm very quick to remind her that along with that, there's generally like hundreds of like very positive things that she is overlooking, and it is one person who's probably in another corner of the universe who doesn't really know what you're about, and it's just not worth taking on, and it's more important to take on those who are in your supportive circle and your network, and that's what's more important. So I'll just try and remind myself of what I'd say to a friend. And what's been my biggest technique for the longest time is I've got some settings on that like doesn't allow certain keywords because I found certain ones were coming up a lot that really annoyed me. And then also I think if like they don't follow me or whatever, there's like certain restrictions of who can like DM me and stuff like that as well, because I was finding it was just too much. And I do kind of then will get stuck in this doom scroll of my bad DMs. So I just got rid of that, and that's been really helpful. But also if anything does seep through and it's really bothered me, I'll just block and delete. I've found over the years, anytime I've actually tried to go back to someone, 9 times out of 10, I do not feel any better about it, and the situation does not get any better because sometimes people are just very stuck in their opinion, and that's okay. But it still feels yuck at the end, so I just don't bother.
Do you know what I love about a block too? I feel like you think when you block someone, an account. When I say, I don't even want to call it someone, because often it's like a troll account. It's not even a person. Well, it is a person
it's
behind
person,
it, obviously, but they've got 10 other
They
accounts.
don't even have their name on it.
When you block an account, all that happens is that person can never contact you again.
Yeah.
Through any of their accounts, that's a very good feature of Instagram.
Yeah.
It blocks all their other emails and stuff.
Yeah.
And you never think about them again. That's what I
know.
think is quite powerful.
Yeah.
And I think what I go back to is if an episode that came out 2 weeks ago with Janie Martino, the episode on confidence, so it was part 2 of our open conversation week. I would recommend going back and listening to that. And Janie spoke about one of my favourite quotes in the world, and Brene Brown talks, where Brene talks about if they're not in the arena getting their butt kicked with you, their opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true. We do have the power to choose whose opinion we take on.
Exactly.
We need to remember that. Love it. Thank you for sending that question in. Okay. Oh.
Okay, this one's for Steffi. Oh, Steph, what do you hope for Harvey's future?
I hope that he grows up in a world where people are a lot more accepting of individuality and uniqueness. I think there's parts of our world that is going that way, which has been beautiful, particularly when you compare it to what we grew up with. But then there's really scary things about his future, which I'm sure our parents were shit scared of technology, because I feel like we were really lucky in the generation that we grew up in, because we didn't have like social media throughout high school. I think most of us got our first phone and it was black and white and you could play Snake on it.
We had primary school without
Yes,
devices.
we had primary school without devices. Yeah. And like also I think most of us between maybe 12 and 16, the first phone we got was black and white with you could text your friends or whatever. There was no internet on your phone or anything like that. So I think that allowed us to still grow up with an imagination and play and interaction and social stuff. Yeah. Like that was super important to me growing up. And I'm trying to, we will continue to try our best. I mean, he's 3 years old right now. But as he gets older, no matter what happens with technology, I really want to try and give him as much of that childhood as I possibly can, and for him to I think grow up and hopefully like respect that decision. I'm sure there is going to be pushback when all his friends are like doing certain things and all that, but that's something that we're going to really
Do you know
try for his
I'm
future.
just thinking right now. There is no way in the world. I'm thinking you're at dinner. This is crazy. Harvey's 25. And I highly doubt Harvey would sit there and say, hey, mum and dad, I wish you let me get an Instagram account earlier. I feel like I missed out because I didn't.
It's so true.
He will be so grateful for that.
Well, depending on where the future goes. The scariest thing
Will we even be here because of AI?
Honestly, I'm so scared of that. I'm not scared. Like, I think there's some incredible things that it can be incredibly helpful for. So that was probably the wrong term. But there's certain things that even people in that space are scared of, which is fair enough. And I think not having, like, I'm just trying to imagine the future of children where, like, they're not going to have to get their pen license. That's not going to be a thing. Do you remember having to get your pen license?
Wasn't that big of a deal for me, but I feel like I would have had, my childhood was not enriched by my pen license.
No, but I mean like kids as young as primary school, they're on iPads or laptops in school, right? So like handwriting and learning your handwriting and all of that sort of stuff is like,
it's more just being off
whatever
on the computer all the time. I feel like
screen. They're at screen all day, and then obviously as they get older, they're going to want to go on social media at the end of the day because they haven't had that all day. It's just like. So, yeah, I really hope that we can be the generation that because we grew up without a lot of it, that we can try and instill that. And I hope that's what I hope for his future. But I just hope that he finds joy in whatever he does in life, really. That's it.
I love it. That's so nice.
Okay. All right. What's one thing you're proud of each other for that you wouldn't have already said to each other?
Oh.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. I've said elements of this, so it won't be like shock horror.
Banned, no.
But I'm really, really proud of seeing, because you've been on a journey since I've met you, but you've been on a very big journey in the last like 6 months, or really last year even. I think what I'm really proud of is everything that you're leaning into. I know is so true to you. And for the longest time, you've been way too concerned about what people think about that. And I genuinely feel that you're letting that go. And that's what I'm really proud of. And like the mini series that you did was a really big example of that because you knew you were going to get opinions about it, but it was still important to you to work through and important for you to be truthful to everyone else about. So I think just more of that and, yeah, just expressing what you actually want. I'm seeing that more and more, which is making me really proud.
Thanks, Steffi. Okay, so mine is of similar vein to that. I am very proud of, I feel like as well with the journey that you've been on, how much you are staying true to what you want and to yourself instead of feeling like you need to. No, I don't think you've ever really felt like you have to prove things to people per se. But I think you've really lent into, so for example, motherhood is a really big value for you. Your family is a very big value for you. And so you're leaning into that, knowing that that's going to have sacrifice with other things in your life. Yeah. But you're not, I feel like you've let go of trying to hold on to all the other things. And you're like really, do you feel that?
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you because I feel like that's one of the hardest things I think when you do a values exercise and you do have to actually say what you want and get deep with it. It means that you can't have everything. And I think that's one of the biggest fears though of saying what you want because you have to let go
can't have it all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think for you in honoring yourself, not because of what, all the external factors, you've let all of it go and you're honoring what you want. And that is so hard to do. And I feel like you are so much in what you're saying yes and no to. I've never felt you more like that you've ever been more aligned to what you really want inside of you.
Thanks.
And that's fucking hard. So I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Well, I love that. I love that question. That was really nice.
I can't remember. Okay.
You. I was like, who asked that?
Okay.
Oh God, what?
Steph. Well, so this is not a question. I just want to say
this is not a question.
And this is with just for someone. Maybe this is just like a little education moment. you don't ask people if they're having a child or
Oh.
if they're going to have a second child because you never know what anyone is going through.
Yes.
First of all, they might not want to.
Yes.
Second of all, they could be going through infertility and so much stuff behind the scenes that by asking them, it's just reminding them that they can't have something that they might
100%.
want more than anything in the world.
Great flag.
The question is, will you try to have a second child or are you one and done? Is that the saying, one and done?
Yes, yes. And I think so as we said at the start of this, we saw a lot of these questions first. And I left it in there because I'm personally okay with answering it and asking. So I love that you flagged that because it's super, super important. But we aren't one and done. Would love to have a second. It's just about working out the best timing for our family at the moment. But no, super, super excited to hopefully, if we're lucky enough, have a sibling and grow our family. But we'll see. That's it. Okay. All right. What do you think people misunderstand about you?
Oh, that's deep.
This one, a little bit less now, but definitely has been quite prevalent in my life. I think a big misunderstanding was that people have thought I was very vain and cocky for a long time. And a lot of that came behind the decision of me wanting to become a model in the first place. You obviously have to have a level of confidence or like think you look all right to even want to enter the modelling industry in the first place. So I understand in a way where it comes from. However, I've never been 100% okay with the way that I look. I don't think anyone is. And I've gone through points of my life where I've been incredibly hard on myself on the way that I looked. And so I always found that really hard when people thought that I was just so into myself and I was really vain. And I must be so vain to be able to put myself out there on social media like I do and to have the industry go through the industry like I have and had the career that I have. Like I must be so vain because for me, it's not really been about vanity. It's something that I've thoroughly enjoyed and has brought me a lot of joy. Obviously some challenges too, which we've spoken about so many times, but it is almost like an art. It's almost like I'm sure how acting or singing or whatever, some sort of performing makes people feel. That's what I've always enjoyed about the journey. And it's been less about, just because I think I'm hot. So that's kind of been something I feel like people definitely misunderstand
And slay if you do. I think you're hot.
No, but that's the thing is like you can't think about getting into the modelling industry if you think you don't have anything going for you.
Well, yeah, because it's like based on like the
because you know that's like
the skill is in the way that you look. Generally,
one of them, yes. So yes,
I would say the main one. Like that's the main thing, right? And then you learn all the other things. Of course, other things that come across. But that's
100%.
So you're right. Yes.
Totally. What about you?
I can't think of any. But maybe I can reframe this question a little bit with a misunderstanding of, I think sometimes, and this is very difficult from a leadership perspective, is when people misunderstand feedback for not being kind.
Yeah.
And that's something misinterpret. Yeah. That's something that I've had to navigate and I found very difficult. Yeah. And I've had, in order to, because giving feedback in particular is something that you don't really, or having uncomfortable conversations, tough conversations, we don't learn it. We're just expected to learn it, right? And know it. And you need to go and, what I've done is gone and upskilled in that, right? Because it's very hard. Yeah. But I do think there has been multiple occasions where it is very hard when people, and especially in a female-founded business, especially when it has values like KIC, where people think, well, you're a female, like you are female founders. This business is all about accepting people. How can you give me feedback? That's not kind. Yes. Feedback is the kindest thing your leaders can do for you in your career, because one of the unkindest things is not saying it and then that person going on to job and no one telling them the reason that they're not moving forward, right? 100%. So I don't know if that's even related to that question, but that's what came to my mind in terms of misunderstanding.
I think, it's more like misunderstanding what feedback is, let alone who you are. Because I think what a lot of people, they see outwardly that you are like super selfless, like incredibly sweet, caring, lovely person. That is also into your core. That's not just external.
That's fake. That's my Instagram version. The real me is savage.
But you're right. It's people misunderstanding and misinterpreting that feedback is actually kind. And so they might come into our world, into our orbit and into us, like they might be a part of our team. And then you have to have a really constructive or hard conversation with them. And they're like, where's this sweet angel that only cares about people's well-being? It's like that can all be true, and also that they have some growing to do. Like that all can work together.
And that is caring.
Yeah.
Okay. Not really a question, but I'd love to. What is a question? It's got a question mark. That's okay. But I'd love to know how you feel about so many people following you online.
I don't really think about it. I think this question comes up a lot, and it's like, because it has been since 2011 that I've been in public, and I think 2012. By the end, so by 2013, I'd already had 100,000 followers, which was friggin' wild.
So you've had over 100,000 people following you. Obviously now 1.5 million for 11 years.
13 years.
12 years. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know.
A lot
Maths
of years.
is shocking. 12 something. So that's like a lot. And so I'm very used to it. Like people often are like, we're sitting in the MCG and they're like, you've got like tens of this. And I'm like, I don't think about it in that way.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think that that's what makes it easier.
You
I don't
have,
think about them as
on grand final day, 15 MCGs.
Yeah.
Can it fit 90,000 more? Probably 16.
I think it fits over 100. I think it fits 100. Yeah. I can't remember. Anyway, point is, I try not to think about it, but I also don't even need to try to not think about it. I've just like not thought about it because I'm so used to it. So I'm okay.
And also, if you thought about it too seriously, I feel like there's a bit of ego that would grow in there.
So
if you
true.
walk around being like 1.5 million people follow me, see this MCG, 15 of these follow my life.
It's so true.
It's good to be confident, but I feel like too,
agree.
you just can't get too caught up in it.
No,
it's just
and
a number.
I think the other thing is like, whilst I know that our community size is somewhat important for the business, of course, you're like conscious of that. I'm also not so caught up on it that if I don't know, something's happened and I've posted something and, you know, I lose 100,000 people or whatever. Like obviously I'm sad I've upset some people. But if I'm really happy with what I posted or like that was like true to me or whatever, I'm past the point of being like, fuck, what am I going to do to like win people over again? It's like I'm just going to lean into my truth. And I really appreciate anyone who still stays along for the journey or who joins the journey. And I know that people are going to drop off. Like you stop being a fan of people, you stop liking, following their lives. They might get new interests that you're not interested in anymore. My feed is so different now to what it used to be when I started my following. So I totally understand that it's going to ebb and flow. And I think not caring about that has been bloody refreshing to not like think about that before posting something in that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't really think about it too much. No, it doesn't, and it's sort of like, I feel like it's like, because mine's obviously way less than 1 million. So mine has 3 numbers, like whatever it is. And is in like, because then it just says K, like 100, 100,000, 380, whatever it is. I don't know. I can't remember. Just say 300,000, 300K. So I just look at this. You just really look at it. It's like 300.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think about it too much.
Yeah. I think it would be weird. It would be damaging to think about too much.
I just think you'd have quite 300,000 people agree with me.
It's very odd, isn't it?
Calm down.
There's a lot of people who hate
follow you and hate. Exactly.
100%.
They could all be hate followers.
Oh, this is deep.
Okay.
Do you have any regrets?
Oh, regrets. I do not like to say I have regrets, but I think it's really interesting because I was going to say my regret is not speaking like my truth and thinking I had to be selfless, like put myself last all the time is like an honor to do that. But I also then think I don't think I was ready to do the work that I have done 2 years ago. I don't think I would have evolved the way that I have. I don't think I would have been open to it. And I don't think it would have had the impact it had on me. And I also think in some ways my ways served me for the past 10 years. And yes, I want to evolve them. But I do think there was a purpose for them. Exactly. And everything happens for a reason at the right time. So I actually take that back. I don't regret it because I think I was not ready for it until now.
Yeah.
What
I
about
think that's really good coming from you who's always kind of wanted to do things like perfectly and everything. To accept that you haven't that's awesome. Obviously a lot of growth in that. I think because I've never been a perfectionist, I've always really welcomed failure. And like I think I genuinely can put my heart on my chest and say I don't have any regrets. Okay, actually one. Spending more time with my grandparents before I lost them. That's my biggest regret. But other than that, in everything else in my career journey and everything, I don't have any regrets because it is how I got to where I am today. It is how I've got to know myself better and understand myself better. And without any of it, that would not be possible. Even our most recent conversation, sure, we could have been honest with each other a little earlier, but we wouldn't have been ready for it.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think we would have been ready for it.
It's true.
Like I wouldn't have been ready to speak as much of my truth as comfortably as I, even though it was uncomfortable at the time, but like get to the point of actually being able to articulate it. I wouldn't have been ready for that. So whilst I wanted to, and I think looking back, I was like, oh, could have like saved some really stressful times. I think it was just also necessary part. It was a necessary part of our journey as well. So yeah, deep question though.
Next one. Okay. When you eat Maltesers, are you a cruncher or a melter?
Oh my God. Okay. So this is one of those things that I think I'm incredibly inconsistent at.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I ate one before and it was just like a crunch, but like it's this, I like to do that sometimes. And then when I'm savoring them.
Do you bite the chocolate around the outside? Oh.
I go like that. And I melt in my mouth. And I like suck all of the.
You're like salivating right now. I love it.
And then I'll get the other half. And I'll do the same.
And the sound. Steph had a lot of saliva built up there.
So I think I'm both. If I've got plenty left, I'll crunch. But if there's like the last few and I want to savor the moments, I'll bite them in half and I'll let them melt in my mouth. But I also melt them in popcorn. That's my favourite way to eat Maltesers actually. So that kind of melts.
I try as hard as I can
to just eat them little bit by bit.
To bite the chocolate from the outside.
What? I've never seen anyone eat a Malteser like that.
We've eaten them together.
You've never eaten them like that. I think you're lying.
I'm not. This is a truth sanctuary here.
That is very odd. What do you, like the centre would be so tiny by the time you get there.
Well, and there's also suet chocolate. I try my best.
It's so random. But good on you.
So much saliva.
Thank you. Maybe I'll try that next time.
Have a go.
But I'm really savouring. Instead of halves, I can go into like tenths. Okay. All right, Lawsy.
Mindful eating, hun. Savour it.
How would you describe your sex life in one word? That's really hard. The one word is hard. I think we should try one word and then I think we should just describe it.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I knew this question was in here and I was really hoping it didn't come out because, but I'm like, this is the truth room. Vanilla. I'm a vanilla gal.
Basic.
If Dalton, the other day, I have to tell you, we tried something and I had my leg like really high up.
Okay.
I fucking kicked him in the head.
I have no doubt. You have long limbs.
At the end, I put my leg down and went plunk straight on his head.
I mean, you know what? You've been doing more yoga lately.
So it's safer.
So maybe your flexibility
to keep it vanilla.
Okay, fair enough.
I was going plunk. Anyway.
Okay. The one word is where it gets me, but I think I will go with planned. I was trying to think of unspontaneous.
Go planned. It's even worse. Planned and vanilla.
Hey, you come back to me if and when you ever have children and tell me that you don't plan when you're going to have sex. Now. That's fine.
But if that's the one word you use to describe.
Yeah, but I can't
wait to text Josh.
No, because
let me
put it this way. In my mind, I generally thought great first because when we actually have sex, it's fucking great.
And what do you say every time? We should have this more.
Yeah,
why don't we
honestly,
have this more?
we have really, really good sex. Yeah. And it's not always vanilla.
Yeah.
And we have great sex. But we just don't have it a lot. So like, I feel like
I'm going to give you, if you want to change your words, you can.
Okay. But I don't know what I change it to.
Spicy.
It's not spicy though. It's
chocolate, like them in vanilla, more spicy.
Exists.
Oh God! Oh my God! I cannot wait to tell Josh. Hey, we had to describe our sex lives in one word. Steph went for planned and exists. That's the best thing I've ever heard. Okay, and on that note, there's nothing else that can go up from here. We can. No. Thank you guys. Thank you for sending in I've got a half a Malteser in my hand. I just really want to eat it, but like I need to finish the outro. So I'm just bear with me as it melts in my hand. Thank you so much for sending your questions. I love doing that.
That was really fun.
We love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this special episode of the KICPOD.
If this is your first time listening to us and you liked what you heard and you liked what you saw, we have got over 300 episodes in the KICPOD feed.
Just search KICPOD in whatever podcast app you use, and we'll also pop a link in the description. Thanks, guys.
Bye.